Verse 12, then Isaac sowed in that land and reaped in the same year a hundredfold, and the Lord blessed him. The man began to prosper and continued prospering until he became very prosperous. For he had possessions of flocks and possessions of herds and a great number of servants. So the Philistines envied him. Now the Philistines had stopped up all the wells which his father's servants had dug in the days of Abraham, his father, and they filled them with earth. And Abimelech said to Isaac, go away from us. You are much mightier than we. So, and it's funny because they see this person prospering, and he's only prospering because of the blessing that he's receiving from God. And then they get ticked off because because of getting all this prosperity, and now they want to kick him out.
Yeah, it's oh Lord, another rabbit hole coming up. Next exit, right? They're envious, and that's the human response, right? We see people prospering, we see people becoming successful, and we throw shade on them, and we say, oh, the rich is getting richer and the poor is getting poorer, and we need to do something. And it's the typical socialist argument, like, we gotta redistribute the wealth, we gotta take from the wealthy and give it to the poor, we need to, nobody should be that rich. Well, if he's working that hard and he's being that successful, he's earned it, it's his right. And do the same. Nobody's stopping you. It's like today you can argue one way or the other, the system's rigged, blah blah blah. We can debate that. That's a whole issue. But back then, there's no World Bank, there's no Federal Reserve, there's no giant conglomerate that's a cabal behind the scenes ruling everything. It's just because they're not blessed, one reason or another. And one reason is because that Abimelech just said the same thing that the Pharaoh said to Abraham. Go away from us. You're too strong for us. And that signals a similar decline in the cultural quality of the Philistines. Back in Abraham's day, when Abraham first moved there, they were not as corrupt as Egypt, but they are on the way to becoming corrupt, because that is the way of the world. People and nations gravitate towards more powerful nations and become like them as time goes on. They want to be more like them. Like the rest of the world wanted Levi's blue jeans and rock and roll and Hollywood movies, and a lot of the world has become more like America in many ways. One could argue. And the same thing has happened to the Philistines as they draw closer and closer into Egypt's orbit. So there's a moral decay in the culture of the Philistines. So, of course, if you're falling further and further away from godliness, you're not going to experience the same blessing, right? And you see that in the people's attitude too, where they become envious instead of going out and doing it themselves. Like, there's water everywhere. There's all these wells. You can dig your own too. It's not like Abraham had unfair knowledge that other people didn't to find these wells. I mean, he might have been guided by God, right? One could argue that. But this is their land before God gave it to Abraham. They've been living there for generations. They know where the water sources are. they're living in that land. They're growing their crops in that land. They're raising cattle and sheep in that land. So, like, apply yourself, do it yourself, and you will have some success. Instead of that, what do? They fill in, they destroy all the work that somebody else did. And it's the same thing that Democrats, socialists do, socialist, social democrats do, liberals, progressives. It's the same thing. Like, it's unfair. No, you're too lazy. It's unfair. No, you just don't have the skill. Go learn the skill. It's unfair. No, you just didn't prioritize the right things. Get off your lazy butt. Go learn the skill set required, and then go implement. Oh, I can't remember the exact saying, and I can't remember where I heard it from, but maybe it was Alex Hormozy on YouTube. But whatever. Just get up, touch some grass, touch the dirt. I mean, eat some dirt if you want to, whatever. Get back to the basics is what I'm saying. And learn the skill sets, apply the skill sets, and see how it works out for you, right? Instead of trying to put your grubby little hands on everybody else's things and destroying what they've done. Because what happens is then they migrate like Abraham did, like Isaac's gonna do, and they're gonna take their wealth with them, and even if they can't take all of it with them and you get to keep some of it, you're gonna just squander it anyways. Look at California, the Golden Coast, one of the most beautiful pieces of real estate on earth, and look at what it's become. I remember driving from Yuma to Miramar. Disgusting. Look at Egypt. I mean, the Nile, giving life for centuries, millennia, and now it smells like doo-doo. You can't swim. I mean, you don't want that water anywhere near you. You can't bathe in it. You can't do nothing with it. You can't drink it. It's filthy because people who didn't dig the wells, because people who didn't work the land, conquered it, and didn't take care, didn't upkeep with the canals and everything, and the embankments and the levees, and it's just sewage. Look at Gaza. In 2005, Israel disengaged from Gaza. They evacuated Gaza. They pulled out every single Jew living in Gaza, and they gave the greenhouses that they were built to the Gazans. And what did they do with it? They destroyed it. If they had just used the greenhouses to grow food like they were supposed to, they could have fed themselves, and then they wouldn't have a terrorist problem maybe, and there would be no hunger, and they wouldn't be reliant on international aid. Instead, they went and destroyed it. And then they begged for international aid. They got international aid, and what did they do with that? That was the greatest wealth redistribution program in the history of the world, where billions of dollars got funneled into this tiny little piece of land. And what did they do with it? They built rockets. They built murder machines. And it brought nothing to them other than death. And it's not Israel's fault. It is Gaza's fault. They voted in the terrorists. They supported the terrorists. They died for the terrorist goals. It's the same mentality, and it's the same mentality we see in New York City with this guy Mamdani, Zoran Mamdani, that's probably going to get elected. We see the same thing with AOC. We see the same thing with Rashida Tlaib. We see the same thing with Schumer, Pelosi. Gavin Newsom. It's the same thing we saw with the Nazis. It's funny that the real Nazis are calling everybody else Nazis these days. I mean, Social Democrats. Literally, Nazi means National Socialist Democratic Party. It's the same spirit. And it's the same spirit that we see in the Philistines back in that day. And they go on this tear to destroy a legacy. But it's okay. It's everybody else's fault, right?
Well, of course it is. So, question for you. So Isaac sows in this land and reaps hundredfold. He's already rich beyond belief because he got everything that his father had, basically.
Yeah.
Probably 75%. The rest went to his other half brothers.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's already a wealthy person, probably bringing money into the land for the Philistines, for themselves, for, you know, economically. And it's sort of like you were saying, a rich person has his wealth because of what he's done, okay? Isaac got it from inheritance. Okay, no, he didn't earn it. It was because it was the son to receive it. But he still builds his own wealth on his own, which means anybody can do it.
Yeah.
If they have the desire to do it. Of course, you have to have the ability and the smarts, but that doesn't stop anybody from that. I mean, anybody that puts their foot forward and attempts, you know, without giving up, they can acquire maybe not riches, but they can acquire a very good living.
Yeah, I mean, even today, I'm stuck on that today. I'm sorry. You know what? We're gonna have to probably cut this into two separate episodes again. But there, I don't remember the channel. I don't remember the name of the gentleman. But this guy bought a piece of land up in Colorado, and he's worked it. It's pretty much just a desert all around, but there's these few acres that is nothing but lush, green, fertile land, because he spent the last 30 years working the land and making it into a paradise. The system ain't rigged against him. He's making it happen. There's Sean Overton in Texas. You can watch his videos on YouTube where he's taking a desert in West Texas, and he's year by year improving the land, reshaping it so that it holds more water when it does rain, and planting native trees and shrubs and bushes that'll help stop the erosion and bring more water to the land. And already he's experiencing massive changes in the land over just a few years. The system ain't stopping him. In 30 years, he'll be just as successful as that guy in Colorado. You can't afford a house in California? You can't afford a house in New York City? Come out here to northern Alabama. In Coleman County, in the county, I'm not talking about the city, but in the county, there's no building codes. Except for a septic tank, you don't need any inspections. Come down here. Build your house with your own two hands. Just have somebody come and put in the septic tank. If you don't know electrical and plumbing, hire somebody to do that, and you'll be good. Put solar panels on, whatever. Be off grid. Dig your well. Nobody's stopping you, and I promise you, it's more than 50% cheaper, if not 75% cheaper than a chicken coop in Dagon, California. Nobody's stopping you. You can live a dignified, successful life here. You can grow, you can raise sheep, you can raise cattle, you can plant your own vineyard. Look, I'm a city slicker. I grew up in the city. Anytime I've planted anything in my life, even on my grandfather's good soil up here, I haven't been able to grow a thing. But I've been trying, and I've been trying, and I've been learning. And this year I'm eating my own tomatoes, my own green peppers, my own lettuce, my own melons from my own garden. Guess what? Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's stopping you. You can learn. You can get the skill set.
It's funny. Some people are against that because, oh, well, the government's going to tax you for this and tax you for that. And then they turn around asking for government assistance.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Yeah, it's our different nationalities or whatever want retribution for something that they were not part of. Excuse me.
It's
if
easy.
everybody got paid retribution, everybody would be getting money.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just one people, several people were treated poorly, like slaves and so on and so forth. That was back.
Yeah.
Back then you didn't have nothing to do with it. Why should you get money from it?
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, it's easy to destroy. It's easy to tear down. And everybody wants to do the easy thing, and nobody wants to do the hard thing. That's why people hate Elon Musk. That's why they hate
Trump.
That's why they hate Jeff Bezos. That's why they hate Peter Thiel.
And any rich person. That's.
I mean, there's a reason why millions of Ukrainians died when Russia instituted the Holodomor, and they took all the fertile land and gave it to people that have never worked the land before. Oh, they're rich and they stole it. No, they didn't. They worked the land. Then they hired helpers, and then they grew it. Don't help me here. Don't despise the day of small beginnings, the Lord says, because everything starts small. That great oak tree started from a tiny little acorn. Planted today, in 30 days, by the time you're ready to retire, you'll have something that you can leave to your children, if you have any children, because you're a liberal and you don't believe in children and you don't believe in humanity and you just want everybody to die so that animals can roam freely. But then you say we evolved from monkeys, so we're part of nature, but let's kill nature so that nature can. It's an insanity. It is a mental sickness. But it's okay because the Lord is the medicine.